Hey everyone, Sparky here, and welcome to the latest episode of Off the Spark. Today, I'd like to talk about an article posted on ZME Science about how paralyzed patients can now connect their iPhones to their brains to type messages using thoughts alone. Patients can do this via a novel brain-computer interface developed by New York company Synchron. Because these patients can use the brain-computer interface to type messages using their thoughts, it can be inferred that you can also control the iPhone via the same interface. I support these devices as they help people who would otherwise be unable to use technology, especially for people with degenerative motor neuron diseases like Stephen Hawking. But you can see where this technology is going to be problematic. This technology effectively allows access to the brain itself, and you can see where unscrupulous users might be able to manipulate such technology to gain information that would otherwise stay in someone's head. The technology works by using brain-computer interfaces to eavesdrop on brainwaves and convert these into commands. The same neuroscience that healthy people use to control their limbs or create movement can also be used to control items like robotic arms. I wonder if you can use the technology to also begin development of exosuits that can be linked into the neural framework so that the person can move the frame much like a part of their own body, which would give them the ability to be mobile once again. This is especially the case for people with conditions that involve paralysis. The Synchron interface is not implanted directly into the brain. While it requires some surgery, the device is inserted just into the top of the brain's motor cortex via blood vessels, rather than inserting electrodes straight into neural tissue. This is a much less invasive and safer procedure, one that doesn't require highly trained surgeons, making it much more affordable. The Synchron implants, which have a mesh-like design and are about the size of a AAA battery, are meant to be permanent, and 4 patients have been using them for more than a year with no adverse effects reported thus far. It's good to hear that the interface Synchron used to get the brain interfacing with the iPhone is not as invasive as it could be. Other devices can be very unpleasant to install and use. An example is the Neuralink interface used by a monkey to play ping pong. I will quote from the article. The device requires hundreds of tiny electrodes to be implanted directly into multiple areas of the brain. That's obviously problematic for a number of reasons. And only patients who are desperate and have nothing to lose would typically agree to such an invasive surgery. The risks are not trivial. Scar tissue can build up around the site of the surgery, thereby making the implant less effective or even useless, requiring new surgical interventions. There is also a risk of life-threatening complications, both during surgery and in the postoperative period if the materials the sensors are made from are rejected by the immune system, triggering an unpredictable reaction. Keeping these risks in mind, I do believe that the technology is promising with a wide variety of applications that will benefit the individual and society. We also have to make sure guardrails are imposed in order to mitigate unscrupulous uses of the technology. And that's it for today. Let me know your thoughts down below on the technology itself. Do you think it's a good idea? Do you not? Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you all next time. Take care.